Hey everyone, how we doing? We doing good? We going well? Yeah, we're doing well. That's good. Keep it up, champ. I just got back from a little holiday, so I'm still in holiday mode. So excuse the relaxed tone of voice. I'm feeling unreal. You all told me to take a break, and I did. I didn't just take a break because you told me to, by the way. This is planned. I had this months in advance. I just want to make sure I don't listen to any of you. You're your own best expert, you know? I know what I need, and I needed some time away, so I took it. Nothing anyone says phases me. Everything does. I am terribly sensitive online. Pokemon! Look, my most viewed video on this channel is me making designs for my Animal Crossing villages, but does anyone even play Animal Crossing anymore? Huh? I think after uploading that Animal Crossing video, I played for like another week, and that was it. No updates, no nothing, you know. What kind of a game is that? I can't show support towards a company that doesn't put effort into its games, you know? So I thought I'd make a video for Pokemon, because Game Freak shows put so much time and effort into their new releases. I've been playing Pokemon Scarlet. Yes, I got Scarlet, not Violet. I don't know why. And I'm having a good time. It's some good fun. It's taking me back. I used to play Diamond. Diamond was my first Pokemon game. That was awesome. Then Platinum, Soul Silver. I've had a few in my day. There's something so nice about like having a comfort game, and I haven't had a comfort game for a while. Just a game you can like relax and do nothing with, and that's what Pokemon is for me. It is a very slow game though, and it is like rocking me to sleep every night, but it is fun. I'm enjoying it for what it's worth. I thought it'd be fun to make a little video though, making some designs for some of my favorite Pokemon, because it's been a big part of my life. So I think it'll just be fun. What do you think? I haven't designed on this channel in a while, so as I've got this kind of new audience from me talking on the couch, which has moved, by the way. As I've, got this new audience, I think it'd be nice to kind of show you my actual design skill, which is lacking in some ways, but I think the ideas are there, so it'll be fun. I'm gonna be making 3 designs, just like the Animal Crossing video. I'm gonna do my starter Pokemon, which I'm sure you're all dying to hear, a Pokemon from my all-time favorite Pokemon, and then my favorite from the new Pokemon that have just come out. That's on the agenda for today. Maybe you'll learn a thing or two about graphic design. Maybe you just watch this as a form of long form content. Someone on TikTok tagged me saying in a video, and they were like, Elliot is a cool guy, is good to exercise my concentration skills because I can't focus on long things. So his videos are a good way of, making me slow down. And I was like, this is good, I think. Before we get into it, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It would really mean so much to me if we could hit 60K before the end of the year. That'd be such a cool thing. And hit the like button too if you want. But that's enough from me. Let's go over to the let's get into the video. Very long Elliot intro. Pick. Hello. I'm now in this little box on the bottom right of your screen. We're going to be using this business card layout, which is what I usually design in. I just find it easier, especially when and it looks nice when you have the 3 things. When I make 3 designs, it's nice when they're the cards rather than full-on posters. So hope that's not an issue. And we are in Photoshop to start. We'll probably jump back and forth between Illustrator and Photoshop. My main tool is Illustrator right now, though. If you haven't watched me in a while, I want to be very clear. I am an Illustrator god. I just like Photoshop because it is less intimidating. Because whenever I use Illustrator, people have tips in the comments, and I don't know. So for the first design, I'm going to be using the starter Pokemon that I chose, and drumroll please, I chose Quaxly, baby. I usually go for the grass type since Turtwig back in Diamond, but how was I meant to turn down this duck with that fine head of hair? And then there's that scene where you choose the Pokemon and the Pokemon comes up and sits on your shoulder. And seeing Quaxly do that, I knew I made the right choice. So these are going to be quite simple. I don't want to spend too much time on these because I don't have that much time because I'm just such a busy guy. I have to like edit these and stuff. So, let me live. I also think I make my best work in the smallest amount of time possible. So I'm going to try and limit myself to like half an hour, and you'll probably only see like, 5-10 minutes of the process, but that's all part of the fun too. I think the thing that'll tie all these together is just the name. I want to use the name of the Pokemon for each of them, much like I did with my Animal Crossing characters. So the first one is of course Quaxly. And right now I'm really feeling like doing some silly little hand-drawn kind of pen tool, freeform pen tool kind of text, stuff like, the letter Q. Oh, that was bad. You know what? Maybe I don't want to do that for this one. We're gonna save that the Bose litification for another video. Nope, another design, rather. But Q is difficult. So I've been having a look for a font that I want to use for the Quaxly type. And I was looking at some nice serifs because I think Quaxly has a serif vibe just from the top of my head. And I noticed that Adobe Fonts now has Big Caslon, which is one of my favorite serifs of all time. So I think this is the font that we're going to be using. Very good to see Big Caslon. I think back on Adobe Fonts. I think that it was off for a while. So we're going to use one of these, I think. That's a clean little bit of type right there. I'm very happy with that. I think we can use this. I don't know if I necessarily want it to be like massive or anything. It's almost like the stroke is a little bit too thick for it to be big for me. I want to see if I can kind of like, if I just rasterize it, press Control click on the thumbnail to highlight it, and then do like select, modify, contract by like, I don't know, 5. And then we can copy and paste that. See, that's kind of cool, right? I'm surprised that worked. Let's put it at like a 10 maybe and see what happens if we do this. How's that gonna look? I liked what we had before. I haven't used like a true serif in so long, so this is very, it's very different. It feels, I'm not used to this. I really like that though. Squishing it a lot. I'm a big fan of that. Much bigger. Yeah, that just makes it a lot thinner, which I really like. Yes, I stretch type. And no, I don't give a fuck. We're just having fun. And if stretching type means that I can have fun, then I'm going to have some fun. The client today is me. And if I don't like it, then you're not going to see it. What happens if we square this off just a little bit like that? Put that in like a little box maybe. Shrink this. Maybe some shapes here. Some little boxes for information could be fun. I think that could work as a nice little bit of composition. And then if we have Quaxly kind of like situated around here maybe, or like all the way on this side, that could also work. I don't know what I want to do with Quaxly yet. My first thought is kind of just like putting a little clipping mask over the top and then changing the blending mode to like darker color just to get the blending going. The tricky thing is I want all the stroke lines to match up, because otherwise, you know, it's a bit weird that this is much thicker than that. But I don't want the boxes to be that thick. So it's like, I don't know, what like a massive circle look like in this design? Where is this going? Where is this going? I think the boxes need to be on the right. That's something I'm feeling pretty passionate about right now. Yeah, okay, that makes it, that looks a lot better to me. Ooh, Quaxly could kind of come into the boxes here, and then we can have all of this empty space. That could be nice. I'm liking that. I'm liking that. Quaxly can kind of slot in nicely like that. I like the text where it is. This is kind of annoying me. I feel like Quaxly should maybe be shorter than... Oh, hate it when that happens. Can I just say? Like that. Yeah. Okay. I got rid of the boxes, and I think it could be more fun if we had like instead an oval of information or something like down here, you know? But what do we do over here? That's the thing that I'm wondering. Maybe nothing. Maybe we leave some empty space. That's nice, I think. Let's fill in this and then kind of see where we're going. I think blue is the color we should kind of rock with. This shade is nice, so we can fill in this little circle with this maybe. Will that detract from the... a little bit distracting, but I think it kind of works. We can probably just shrink it down a little bit as well to make that... Yeah, that looks better. Quaxly is number 912 in the Pokedex, so we can definitely do number 912 in here. And I think we just use a simple sans serif just like that and chuck that in there, right? Oh, probably that probably should go like here. There. Almost like it's a little box for it. That looks really good there. We could have like a list of maybe... Oh, we could have like a circular text box maybe? Yeah, if we put the text in this circle, I think this could look really good. Just some Bulbapedia biology notes, you know? That will work. Quaxly is an earnest and tidy Pokemon and tends to overthink things. That's me as a Pokemon. That's a very cute little box of text. I really, really, really like how that looks there. Now we can definitely do something interesting with Quaxly. I feel like we could do something with like a blur effect maybe. I'm going to duplicate that layer. You can't really see the layers behind me, but let's drag this out for you. How about that? I've duplicated the Quaxly layer, the unnamed Quaxly layer. Let's go into like motion blur and then... Yeah, maybe get something like this going. And since it's a clipping mask, as you can see, it's kind of like staying within the boundary of Quaxly in general. And then let's play with some of these blending modes. I'm liking what Hue is doing because it gives it that nice like green around the chin area. And then soft light is just like a subtle kind of effect. So I think we're going to go with soft light and then let's add some noise to it. Yeah, like 15% noise or something like that. And then we're just going to get like a nice kind of noisy wash over certain parts of the design, which I really like. Some of these streaks are really cool too. I like that. We can also go in and apply a circular halftone pattern here just to that blur, which could potentially look cool. Let's see how it goes. And it does look pretty cool. I don't know if it's necessary though, but it is cool. We'll use that for a different one. I like the circle. Big fan of circle halftone patterns recently. Oh, what could look nice if we... I think this might be a little bit silly potentially, but I just want to add like a real big pop of like yellow. Yeah. Like I really like how that blue sits there, and I'm wondering if there's a way we can get like a massive yellow square to match the beak. I think that could be cool, but I don't want it to be too big. I kind of just want it to sit awkwardly somewhere, like almost like at the beak level maybe, but that's kind of center, which I don't like too much. What about like here and then a little bit like that? Maybe? I don't know. We'll turn it off for now. I am liking this. I just feel like it's missing something, and I just don't know what that thing is right now. I like this a lot. I like what I've just done. I don't know why I didn't talk it through because I didn't think it would work. So now I kind of don't know what I did, but I added a yellow layer that's on color dodge. And then I changed the base Quaxley layer to darken. And that's what happened there. Because I wanted to change the colors up a little bit. So I'm happy that seemed to have worked out. I now feel like that this circle needs to change. It's a really nice blue. Maybe we change it to the yellow of the beak. I'm going to do that. I like yellow circles a lot. And then I feel like it needs to like have this airbrushy kind of, like, should we just put that over here or something as well? Like a squiggle or something. Let's get that blue going and then set it to like around here. Soft brush. Just do like a basic little, just like a little shape of some sort. We can dissolve that to give it the little effect that we want. I'm liking how it's going around here. How it's going over the square, but under the text. That's cool. Whoa. That red's kind of sick. Makes no sense, but could be cool. Okay, yes. I think we keep the right side empty, and then we just do like this kind of airbrushy thing over here. Yes. Yes. I'm gonna confidently say that. I think it's a smart design move to do this. And then we can just play around a little bit with the finished product. Let's just like boost the levels a little bit. I want it to be a bit darker like that. Oh, okay. Change the hue down to like a more of a green. Or actually go maybe a bit higher to a blue. Okay, I think I'm happy with that here. It's a bit all over the place, but I'm happy with the choices that I've made, and I think it's cool. I think it's cool. I don't usually like green too much either, but I don't mind this shade at all. So we're going to call it a day on this Quaxley one, because I've been overthinking it a lot, just like Quaxley. So yeah, it's cool though. It's cool. It's going to look good mocked up and stuff too, I think. Nice. Good start, I think. For my second design, I said I would be doing my favorite Pokemon of all time. I just had a hard think about it because honestly, there's a lot. There are so many Pokemon that I really like and that I grew up with. Pokemon like Salamence, Electivire, Toxicroak, newfound love for Toxicroak. I used to hate Toxicroak, and now I love Toxicroak. Can't get enough of Toxicroak. But one Pokemon takes the cake. I think this Pokemon was like one of the only reasons I bought Sword and Shield, mainly because of its evolution that they introduced in Sword and Shield. It is far-fetched, yes, specifically from the Galar region. Galar is a bird in Australia. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Farfetch'd. I'm a huge fan of Surfetch'd as well. This is another bird Pokemon that is very similar to Quaxley. So once again, we want to find some type for Farfetch'd. This could be a cool one to potentially do some hand-drawn style stuff, as all these letters I'm pretty good at drawing. So let's try and write up Farfetch'd just using the freeform pen tool here. So here are our letters here, nothing too fancy. I'm going to try and make them work together in some way just by transforming them. So just bear with me real quick as I try and do this. Okay, that was a lot of fun to make, and I think that is good for the type. The things will obviously have to move around a little bit, I think. Like just now I can see that I'd rather have, you know, the C here moved like into that corner a little bit more. I'll always be like picking at it as we go along, but for now I think that's a good base to have. It also kind of goes along with the far-fetched style, which I think is sick too. So there might be certain things we can kind of have coming off and like being layered on top of it. I think we can have like a cool little 3D effect. In fact, if I merge all of this together and just make it the one thing, I'll group these as well just to keep them in our back pocket. We might be able to mask certain parts out. So let's add a mask adjustment layer here and let's start painting with black for a bit. Let's press control on the thumbnail of our little far-fetched and we can just start moving things like around here. All of this potentially. I think we should still be able to pick out the A. Yeah. Probably this, but I've kind of screwed it with the placement of the D. That still looks good. We could kind of get the beak around if we do that real, you know, not the most precise kind of way, but it still works. Okay, that's looking pretty cool. I want to make sure we get the eye of far-fetched in. Can we just move maybe? Oh, I've bloody, it's because I've rasterized it, isn't it? Whoa. I didn't know you could apply a mask to a group. Okay, that changes, that literally changes everything. Let's see if we can get this eye more prominent. There we go. Let's get that R going up and then drag that out. Make it wider. It kind of looks like fair fidgets, but you know, if you're a true Pokemon fan, you won't even consider the potential for that to be wrong. We also need to take these out of each other, don't we? How do we do that? Where's the Pathfinder tool? Am I right? I don't know if it oh, here we go. Subtract front shape. And this is why, kids, this is why you use Illustrator, so you don't run around like a headless goose in Photoshop, you know? Oh, I need to have it on subtract front shape, and then I just do this, right? And that should have got rid of it. Okay. Okay, that's how you do it. I wonder if we just swapped the E and the F. If that would just like... I think that's it. It should be far-etched. Yeah. So now if we go into the freeform pen tool and we change this setting here to combine shapes, I believe we should just be able to add on that extra little line there. And that definitely won't look weird at all. And for this one, we can change it to subtract front shape and we should just be able to crop out that little area there. Why are we doing this? At the end of the day, it reads a lot better though. It definitely reads much more like far-fetched and not fair-fetched. So that's a win for the Elliots today. I think color-wise, we can definitely feature that nice yellow of the far-fetched beak. Maybe yellow is kind of like the running theme throughout all of these. Like something like that is really cool. Big fan of that bright yellow. Oh, no, we won't do the exact same colors. Just wondering if there's a nice color that can kind of contrast all of this. Like a hot pink or a red or something. Wow. Oh, that looks so cool. What the fuck? I think that's a winner. I don't know what else. Oh, doing it like that is cool. Do we go full McDonald's and do the red and yellow? Or do we do like a nice cream? Something like that maybe. And then merge visible. Maybe we can change it to a blue instead. That could be better. Whoa. Oh, that's nice. That orange and that greeny kind of yellow, almost like a glow-in-the-dark text kind of thing. Sick. I love it. And then we can do the circle thing. So that's the thing that we'll keep. Pop that in the bottom left corner, I think. I think that will look... Yeah, that definitely works. Okay, so we got a little biology down there with the number, and then we can change this color to... I'm thinking it would look good in like a blue. And I think I might be correct here. What about like a gray blue like that? Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't think I'll top that. Oh boy, this turned out so well. Let's merge it all again and just add a little bit of noise like we did for the other one. And I think we might be done on our far-fetched design. How about that? Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good right now. Not gonna lie. Feeling pretty hype. This is pretty sick. We got one left. I've got no ideas left in the tank, but we have 2 down. And that's, you know, most people have stopped watching anyway. We passed the average viewer mark a long time ago. No, people actually watch for more than... People watch my videos for longer than the average viewer retention thing. So as much as I want, you know, as much as I should make my intros shorter or whatever, I am like, fuck it. let's drag these things out for as long as possible. Why not? Remember, we are testing our concentration span. We are actively going against the YouTube Shorts style. That's what this is all about. Embrace the future of long form content. Now for the final design, I promised you that I would do a Pokemon new to this series and the Pokemon greater universe. A new Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. And my choice, this was a tough choice once again. There were a lot of very silly looking Pokemon. There are a lot of really good Pokemon that I wanted to do, but they're just more birds. So I didn't want to do 3 birds, you know, so I went completely opposite. It was either this one or Orthworm, which is the worm. I really like the worm. But we're going to be doing Klauf. I think it's Klorf, but we're going to be calling, this is Klauf. I read it as Klauf. It feels German. Klauf, you know, it's not looks like a good name. It's a good German name. I like Klauf a lot because there's a lot of eye action going on here. This is a very funny looking Pokemon. I'm a big fan of the eye stuff. I do it a lot in these videos, you know, so I think it's cute that this Pokemon, yeah, how about that? Frustration Crustacean, made it to know your meme. Look at those eyes, man. They're wild. I haven't even seen one in the game yet. I think there's a massive one early on. That's right. I didn't go that direction. I went the other direction. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. So for Klauf, I think we'll do like a nice big bit of text in the background. I think could frame it all nicely, and we might put some effects on Klauf. I don't want to think too hard about this one. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, Klauf's giving me New Form Sands vibes. This is New Form Sands by New Form Typecode. This is nice. This is very nice. Very kind of retro. We haven't really done like a retro-esque one yet, or at least a sans serif. We've done like a serif, a handmade, and then could be nice to finish with something simple like this. There we go. We got the text at the bottom, then it kind of looks like Klauf is kind of coming up through that text. That's kind of sick. It already kind of looks like the K is like coming over the top of Klauf here. Awesome. But what do I want to do with it though? I don't just want to do text in a photo. I want to do something else. Something to do with the eye. That looks pretty damn awesome right there, doesn't it? This is just, I've just added this layer here, this kind of like off-white color, this one. And then I've just chucked it on luminosity. And then what I did was I went in, I had this set up. So Klauf is on, this text layer was over the top on divide, just a regular layer, just on divide. And then I merged the whole thing to here. And then I did select color range, chose the black parts, pressed Control C, Control V, which duplicated that. And then so when I put this layer in, it would give us the outline still. And I very much enjoy that. I think you can still read it, and it's very cool. Yes. Really big fan of like the colors that we've got going on here. I think we can, you know, really bring them out even more like that, you know, like wow. Hello. Proper shine, yeah. There's the hue and saturation a little bit, make it a little bit more pink. And then bump the levels up. Loving how much this is popping right now. I don't think I want to do too much more to it, unless we just change like the brightness. Something about the brightening and the contrast, maybe. I would just want to keep that red kind of like popping as much as it is, but then I also want the background to be like a nice off-white instead of that gray. But we don't use gray too much. The gray could be fun. Something like, there we go. Is that still? It's still popping, it just doesn't pop as much because it's not on the gray. Okay, that's still fine. We can go all out because I feel like I haven't spent long enough on this design. We can do some more stuff. Let's make a new layer. I'm going to go into blending options and set a stroke on this layer. We're just 5 pixels, probably 3 pixels actually. And we're just going to do a black stroke. And what that will mean is when we start painting on this layer with a white brush, obviously, we'll get that stroke already, yeah, which I think is very fun. And we can do something like, we can kind of like brush over stuff like this, which will just give us a cool shape to work with. Like, what can we do with this shape? Yeah, like what happens when we do different things with this shape? Something to think about. That shape looks really good when it's yellow, but what is gonna need to happen? Okay, we've lost the red, a bit of it. We could almost do this like a little coloring in thing. We can choose different parts to do certain things with. If we go back to this original Klauf layer, and then we start going around with the magic wand, I'm wondering if we could potentially like just delete little parts of it to get some of it shining through. Yeah. First, we want to make sure that we have this layer. We're going to duplicate this yellow layer, And we're just going to rasterize it so we're not screwing up. The stroke is locked in now. Okay. And then we can go around and choose certain things. We're going to make the tolerance of the magic wand a little bit higher, which should make things a little bit easier, I think. And then we can take stuff like this and just go around and delete certain parts of cloud. We could also do a mask for this, but we already did a mask today, so no more masking. I've only got one mask in me every day. Let's have a look at that original and let's think of what we want to take. I like the eyes. I would like to keep the eyes, I think. Let's go in here and we can delete those eyes to make it like that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty horrifying, which I like. That's definitely the vibe we're going for here. The mouth? How's the mouth? Yeah, the mouth is cool. I like the pink being revealed. And maybe just this thing as well. I do like the red. More red is definitely not a bad thing. Maybe all of the red. Maybe we just do all the red. How about that? Maybe we just go into this color and kind of just like, you know, paint back a few of the spots. Oh, even that looks even better, does it? Maybe. We'll see. Good to know. I think I'm happy just with the one red little spot. We're going to keep it at that. Now, all that I really want to add, I think, is, well, I just want to quickly see if I prefer this. Oh, we're going to start on this later. I want to add that little circle. So let's go grab our little circle. Put this in the top left corner this time. I think that is a suitable location for the circle. There we go. And then we can change the circle color to something that'll complement this. I mean, it already does complement it, but I think, what have we got so far? We've got the yellow, we've got a blue. It only makes sense to go for that red. Let's try that. What did I just do? Why didn't that work? I think I like this more, but with a little bit more brightness or something. I want to like maybe just bump that up a tiny bit, like a tiny bit. Yeah, okay, something like that. There we go. That's looking good. That is looking very good. We can add some noise, and then I think we can call it a day. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. I reckon this looks great. I think this is my favorite one that I've made. I'm in love. I love you, Cloud. I love you, viewer. I love you, Elliot. Important to love yourself before you can love others. And this has been a successful design video so far. So far, did you hear me say? That's right, because I've got one more design. I'm kidding. I'm done. I'm so hungry. I need to go. I'm going to go get some lunch. But before I do that, enjoy the completed designs together. Here they are. Look at them go. So what do we think? We happy? Pretty cool? Cool stuff? Good video? Worth watching? I hope so. This was a lot of fun to make. It's been nice to design again. Don't turn off the video, by the way. I know a lot of you do. Let me finish my thoughts. It's been a while since I've designed in a video, so this was a very nice change of pace rather than just, you know, talking. And I also need to figure out how to do the sitting on the couch thing now that the couch has moved. Maybe I'll sit on that decorative chair. Too bad it's really uncomfortable, but it was a really good deal. Nice little refurbished chair, you know. I love, maybe I'll do an apartment tour soon. I feel like that'd be a very easy video to make. Do you want to see that? I know some of you do. You've expressed it before. But thank you so much for watching. This was sick. I'm really happy with how this design turned out. And hey, if you feel inspired and want to do something for some of your favorite Pokemon, then bloody throw it up on Instagram and tag me, and I'll be sure to see it. Those are the notifications that I have on when I'm tagged. So, like, as in at it, not tagged, but like mentioned in a comment and stuff. I can see those I'm always curious about those. So yeah, thanks so much for all your support on the channel. I feel like we're in a good swing and things are clicking and the ideas are popping and I'm enjoying making these videos a lot. And I think I wanted to say this, I think at the start, but I think what's really nice to me, not to get soppy really quick, but what's nice is that like, I used to upload videos and like I wouldn't get any comments or anything. Like I got a few comments from like some real, you know, some nice people, but like I didn't get like the steady, the sense of community that I think that this channel now has, which is really nice. Like you guys get me and your comments reflect that. It's not like you're all just discovering the channel for the first time. It's like actually people who have been here for a while and kind of like get it. So that's cool. I just wanted to say thank you for that. I really like reading the comments section now. It's really nice. People have got so many good things to say. A lot of really nice contributions. Anyway, just wanted to say that. Just my thoughts. If you like my design stuff, then feel free to check out my print store. Plenty of prints there. Perfect for the holiday season. If you buy them now, they probably won't get to you by Christmas, I don't think. But still a good New Year's present. Feel free to check out my Casetify cases, of course, and all my other stuff. I'm also going to be doing a Spotify playlist at the start of the year. So it's in the link in the bio if you want to follow it and keep up to date. But I'm going to update that playlist every month with a new list of songs. It's called Elliot Radio. Elliot is a name that you'll see more and more. It's my @ on YouTube. I really like the name Elliot. A friend of mine called me Elliot once, and then it kind of stuck. So now I'm Elliot in certain circumstances. But we'll talk more about that. I'll make a whole video breaking that down. I won't, but maybe I will. So yeah, that's just a thing. Anyway, this outro's gone on for too long. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll probably sneak in one more video before the end of the year, and then I'll take a little break, like a solid 2-week break or something like that. We'll see. I'll tell you. Don't miss me too much. I'll have a good one. Have a happy holidays, happy New Year if I don't see you, and I wish you all the best in your journeys, graphic design or not. All the best. Have a lovely holiday break, all right? And I'll see you next year or later this year. Bye for now. All right, see you guys. Have a good one. Bye for now. See ya. See ya.